What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel and follow me while I find an investment property. I analyze the numbers and I show you if it's a good deal. Let's dive into it.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
And I've been getting these requests lately on how to find a property on Zillow, for instance, right? Or Realtor.com or Trula. And how do I accurately run the numbers? How do I know if it's a good rental property? How do I know if it's a good flip property? What is the ARV? We have no idea. What's going on, guys? My name is William Dauria. I am a professional real estate investor. I do this every single day. I work from my office. I watch my 3-year-old. I've been financially free since 32 years old. And I want to show you how you can quit your 9-to-5 or at least become financially free. And without further ado, let's jump into my computer. Alright guys, so this is how you're going to find a property. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to my website of choice is Zillow.com, at least for the initial look. So I got Zillow.com and then I put in my parameters here. I circled my area that I want to look at, and then I've got for sale up to $205,000, at least 3-bedroom, and I want to look at houses, at least for this daily search I do. So what you'll do is you'll check it every day, and then you'll see that there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 came up today. Being that I look at this every single day, I just have to look at 5 today because I'm updated. So this is the one right here we're going to take a look at. Now, I'm going to tell you, do not reach out to the seller or the buyer because, well, the buyer hopefully will be me in a couple hours anyways. I just made an offer on this. But please do not reach out to this. I will only post this video once this property is sold. So even though I'm going to run these numbers here, this is not an active listing anymore. Once you see this, please keep that in mind. All right, so this is the outside of the property here. You're going to scroll down. You're going to see some pictures on Zillow, which I'm showing you now. Then I'm going to show you some pictures in person that are my individual pictures. So you're going to see that overall it's in decent shape, and obviously this is the very first step to determine your rehab budget is just to look for the obvious stuff, right? Then you're going to scroll down and see what they tell you. Investor special. So you already know that you're going to have to put some money into it. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, which you will verify when you go look at the property, by the way, because sometimes it's not exactly what they say. And, you know, sometimes they only show what tax roll is showing. It's really a 4-bedroom, or the 1-bedroom doesn't have a closet or something like that. So, let's see here. It says it has great potential. That means it needs work. Has new windows, new screen replaced, 2018, great location, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to copy this address here, and this is how you're going to determine the rental value first. You're going to go to rentometer.com, and all you're going to do, guys, is you're going to put this in. This is for a rental property, but we're also going to determine the ARV, so if you're a flipper, stay tuned. It's coming up here in a minute. All right, guys, so that's all I do. That's it. 3-bedroom, 1.5 or more, house or duplex, the last 12 months, and let's search in a mile. Let's see if it gives me anything, and go. There you are, guys. There you are, 1,600, 16. We'll just call it 1,650 to 1,700 bucks. So yeah, and I'll view per report since I've already paid for it, and give you guys like a quick analyzation of what it looks like if you pay for the report too. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. They did away with their sponsorship program. So what I'm showing you is just me being nice. All right, so this is a 3-bedroom. If it can be converted to a 4, then that would be your jump in rent. These are your samples as far, oh, this right here, that's where the house is. A is going to be your closest, B, C, D, E, F. You kind of get the idea. All right, if you scroll down, you're going to see these are all the comps, okay? And if you're wondering, you're like, well, how do I know what these even look like? You're going to pick something close to the square footage, all right? Here's a 3-2 that's 1,293 square feet, so within 100 square feet. So I'm going to click on this view, and I'm going to say, yeah, that it's either close to it or it's not close to it. In this case, I would say it's an okay comp. I mean, mine does, I don't know which one it is, but all these have 2-car garages. This one's a 1-car garage. So I might say, okay, well, you know, that was bringing $1,695. What about, let's go on the lower, a little bit lower, $1,500 bucks. let's look at this one. All right, let's see what this one looks like. The side of looks like a 2-car garage. So it's another brick build, 2-car garage. So I'm like, you know, it could be a comp. And then these anomalies, guys, you see like 1,000 when everything's 15, 16, 2, 17. Yeah, I kind of ignore those. I mean, because those are just so undervalued. It's not a true representation of the market. Like, that is not $1,000 a month. Like, come on, guys. And, like, I know that. It's just an anomaly. Maybe it was a friend or something that rented it to him. Who knows? But we all know market value is not that. So don't think you're going to only be able to get 1,000. Everything else, you can kind of look at all this and figure, hey, you know, 1,600, maybe $1,700, depending on their finish out, is going to be rental comps, and that is how you do rental comps. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. So we know that our rental comps are about $1,650 a month. All right, so you're going to go to redfin.com. You're going to type in the address. This is how you're going to get the aftermarket repair value. Or what we're going to do, actually, we're going to look at sold comps, and we're going to look at current comps as well. So once you put in the address, you're going to see this, and immediately, yep, that's the house. So you see neighborhood right here. You're going to click on neighborhood. And then you're going to click on the actual, let's see here, it's in between Bunker Hill and Saxey Road. Okay, so you're going to click on the zip code here. And then from here, you're going to zoom into the neighborhood. And then there is Saxey Road, Bunker. Okay, so it's right here. Oh, it says hot. Of course it does. That's the house I'm looking at. Of course it says hot. All right, so you're going to draw. And I'm going to draw, and I basically want to stay inside the major roads of this neighborhood because I just want the neighborhood specifically. Okay, but we're not done yet. So on more filters, this is all the stuff that's currently for sale. So we got one for $250, one for $287, but this is what I want to see. I want to see what's sold. Okay, you see how we have a lot more listings, but I want to also narrow down just a little bit. I want to look at the 3 beds, and I want to look at the 2+, and I want to look at houses because there are a lot of duplexes and multifamily. And the last 3 months, you can go out to the last 6 months if you don't get enough results, but this is enough results here. So we have 15 homes. That's quite a bit. And then I always start with lowest price first and work my way up. And then it's really cool because you don't have to actually like click and go through all this. You can literally just hit next, 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 and kind of just get a quick synopsis of what this property looked like. I did a little digging into this property yesterday. It did need some repairs as well. This was really cheap though, at least for this area. $189.9 for a 4.2 1,800 square foot. But if you look here, here's 3.2 1,200, 3.2 1,200. These are 220s right here. All right, so that house is 140. These are comps are 220. So I'm going to say, okay, is this a real comp? 3.2. It's got a 1-car garage. It's a brick house. Let's see what kind of condition it's in there. All right, wow, it's really nice, really nice. Like everything was updated in this house. All right, so this house is very, very clean. Yeah, so you get an idea of where the house has to be at in order to be, you know, $200,000, $220,000. Okay, so that's how you determine your ARV. And matter of fact, this will actually surprise a lot of realtors when you start, you know, telling them all the comps, because they'll ask you, they'll be like, "Hey, do you have access to MLS?" And you'll be like, "No." And they're like, "How are you getting this information?" So it's pretty legit way to kind of backdoor the way to the MLS, you know. Okay, so let's go over some actual pictures of this property. Okay, so once I show up, I determined that the AC is older than me, so it needs to be replaced. There's a little bit of foundation. I'm gonna call it settling. That may or may not show on the inside, but you see this crack, right? We're gonna run it down. See that crack right there? That's gonna be, there you go. That crack right there could be the signs of some issues or previous issues, and there was some foundation repairs a couple years ago. So you got some wood rot all up and down here, and this corner definitely, this has to be fixed. You're gonna get animals in there, squirrels and whatever else can fit in there. But yeah, that definitely needs to be replaced, painted, trimmed out. It's just wood rot from age. So the back, it actually looks okay. The only thing I see is up here. You see, I'll get a close-up picture in a second. Okay, we'll get there in a second. So the fence, the back end needs to be replaced. This is kind of falling down, so you got a little bit of work on the fence you need to do, but this is what I was going to show you. Like, whoever put these windows in, these windows didn't actually fit, so they kind of like ghetto turned them in, you know, like with like this wood and just said, oh, we'll make this work anyways. Does it work? Yeah, I mean, it works. I don't know how the insurance company is going to look at this, but I definitely could trim it out and make it look better than just some Home Depot wood spray painted black. But nevertheless, moving on. So this is the front of the house. Right off the bat, you can see some foundation work was done. I'll show you, and you see that right there, the dirt pile. I'll get to that in a second as well. All right, so right under, this is the front door right here. This right here was a pier, or a one of those foundation jacks, whatever they call us, underneath the slab. So they actually cut this out, and a person jumped under there, cut a hole underneath, and then installed a jack, and then put concrete, I guess you call it a pier, underneath. So this house did have previous foundation work. What's important, though, is any foundation work that was done in a house, typically, if you have foundation problems, it's because your soil, not the actual house itself. And technically, every 10 years, you might have another problem because your soil keeps moving, at least in North Texas. So this is the inside. It actually looks really good. I was actually impressed when I first walked in. So you see right here, this tile is busted up, and it's busted up in quite a few places. You got some wood right down here. There's actually some termites, active termites right now. In this area, so this area is going to need some attention for sure. I'm going to say this wrong. Formalca. I can't say this word. I can't say that word. This is not like tile or granite. I mean, this is just like that really cheap look-alike. It is awesome for a rental though, and being that it's already there and it looks half decent with this, little backsplash, I am like totally stoked about it, because even though it's cheap, it's durable, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, so that tile, it's the whole tile needs to be tore up and replaced with something. It doesn't have to be tile again, but something. So this is really cool. I'm going to show you guys something. So this is the water heater. I know it's really cool, right? And like real estate investing, really cool. Check out this water heater. We get stoked over weird stuff, but check this out. All right, so I pointed out manufacture date 2009. Okay, right now we're in January 2021 as of me videotaping this. So 2009 tells me that this is, 11, 12 years old. So basically, a water heater's good life is going to be arguably about 10 years. So when you get something that's, about 10 years old, expect it to possibly not work. Okay, so this is the garage. Oh, by the way, you don't have to put another water heater in, guys. You can put one of those tankless, and then you don't have to worry about leaks or anything. Kind of a cool little thing. Anyways, and it frees up that entire space, and they can use that for, whatever they want. Like, it's a laundry room, I mean, everybody wants more room there. Anyway, so I opened this door in the garage, and I was like, what in the world? And there's two things I want to point out here. All right, so to see these giant holes, I was curious. I'm like, what is going on? So I actually walked out there and I was looking up to see, like, how did this happen? Is there like a massive leak or what? And in the seller's disclosure, one of the family members was in the attic and they actually fell through, right? So I was like, oh, well, at least I know why there's giant holes in the roof, right? But I haven't checked with the city, but if I can turn this into a fourth bedroom, that is a big value add-on that I am definitely interested in looking into. But most importantly, the numbers work on this property without doing that at all. So if I can do that, it'll be just a massive bonus. This is I guess the guest bathroom, I guess you can say, and probably the bigger one. So it's it's not terrible. I mean, it definitely could use some updating. Whether I will update it or not, I don't know yet. I got to look at the comps a little carefully and more closely and see, like, do I have to do it? Or the houses that are renting for $1,600 a month, what do they look like? Do they have granite countertops? If they don't, then this is fine. Okay, so this is another thing up here. You're going to see some leaks, and in the seller's disclosure as well, the roof is actively leaking and needing of repair. And what's crazy is the roof is only 5 years old, they say. So I'm like, okay, not really sure like how that happens. So that roof I actually budgeted to replace that roof completely, just because it's leaking in multiple places, and I'm not sure if I want to actually fix it if it's not something like obvious. This is one of the bedrooms. I mean, it's not terrible as long as the wood, as long as the bed isn't covering up any damage on the wood. I mean, I would definitely throw up some paint and some new blinds and maybe a ceiling fan just to match the others. But I mean, realistically, this room is fine. I mean, and closet doors. Those little swinging closet door things definitely needs doors like almost throughout the whole house, minus a couple doors. So right up here, this is something real quick I want to show you guys. It means the AC filters were not replaced as they should have been. Therefore, the AC system went out prematurely, most likely because it is broken. It's been broken, including the heater, for the last 2 years. Yes, they've actually been living there. Okay, so I guess they've been living off of space heaters or whatever. So this is this room. Other than the wallpaper, it's not terrible. You're gonna have a little bit of leaks up there, and that's that roof issue I was telling you about. So keep going. So this is the master bathroom. You know, it looks fine actually. Now there is carpet. This is the only place with carpet. All this carpet's going. I don't know why they ever in the world put carpet in a bathroom area at all. Like, even when you're walking out of the shower, it's gonna be dripping. Like, but anyways, you know, cosmetic updates here, guys. Pretty simple stuff and some flooring. All this has to be all this has to be replaced as well. I guess that's my space heater I was talking about. In the seller's disclosure, all of this was flooded by sewer water as well. This actual carpet was flooded with sewer water, so you can imagine what's probably on that carpet. So, but and then this right here, that's a nice, decent little ceiling fan, except for it's not, you know, wired correctly. Like, that doesn't fly. Okay, guys, so we're actually from here going to be looking at the repairs that I wrote down here. Now, this is a very quick down and dirty list because I made an offer on the front lawn of that house like 5 minutes later, maybe 10 minutes later. So I had to come up with a quick down and dirty numbers, and basically this is what I came up with. So I have a roofer. He's actually in the family, so I budgeted $4,000 for this roof replacement. Now, once they get up there, if they can actually fix something, or if it's an obvious issue, I'm going to have them fix it, because the roof is, well, they say 5 years old. But I determined that I was going to budget to replace it because I didn't want to get caught with that repair bill. So I just budgeted $4,000. AC in and out. You know, a 1,200 square foot, I budgeted about 2.5 ton, maybe a 3 ton unit here in North Texas. So that's about, I'm going to say $4,000. Of course, I'm no an AC guy. I mean, that's kind of, you know, your network, you start learning, you know, you start getting a hold of people that are in specific fields like electricians and all that, and you get stuff for discounts. Tile kitchen, there's 200 square foot there. I just put $1,500. You know, I might just put down some vinyl flooring. I might go back with tile, probably just vinyl flooring though, but it does need to be demoed. And that's going to be probably going to cost you just as much as laying the floor down. So I put $1,500 there. Paint, you know, I put $1,200 because the paint is actually not in terrible shape, other than a couple of the repairs needed and some hot spots. The paint is basically one of those, like, you could just throw another layer of paint on. It doesn't have to be like deep scrub. It's not like in terrible shape. There's not spider webs everywhere like some of these houses. So other than the fact that, you know, there's some water damage, I put $1,200 there. That might be a little bit on the low side. It depends on, you know, how much actually I want to do, and if we can get any type of color matching. Because when you go from room to room, if the shade's off by like one shade, if you try to match it, like a room that doesn't need to be painted, for instance, it doesn't really matter. So once the place is empty and I kind of walk through, I'll determine actually what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And I got to look at my comps. You know, what are people expecting in this area? Doors, I put $600. There's a handful of miscellaneous small closet doors. There's a couple hallway doors that are just not there. Doors are pretty cheap, pretty easy to hang. Blinds, I put $200. That's definitely over, because I'm just going to get those cheaper blinds on the back. They already have the nice expensive ones in the front. And then oh yeah, and I actually put ceiling repairs $250 just to throw it out there, because you might have to do some additional texture or something like that. So all together, I put $11,000 in repairs. This is like a give and take. This is like a real ballpark. It could be higher, it could be lower, but I try to round up. Like on the roof, for instance, I'm hoping it's only going to cost like $600 to fix, and then I can take that extra money and I could roll it into something else. You know, for instance, the water heater, I didn't budget on replacing that because they said it actually works, and I'm just going to let it ride out. But when it goes out, I'm not going to put another one in. I'm just going to put a tankless in there. It's going to give them all that storage back. I'm not going to have to worry about leaks. And plus, the tankless is just better, especially with the family in there, especially if I go with a 4-bedroom. So I budgeted $11,000 for repairs, which would bring me to a grand total of 140. Well, no, I'm offered $146,100 on that. So that's $6,100 more than asking, plus the $11,000. Hang with me, because I'm trying not to do a lot of cuts. I'm actually showing you guys how I actually do this, okay? So I go, okay, I'm offering $146,100. And if my repairs are approximately $11,000, that's going to put me in this house for $157,000. Let's just round it up, say 160, okay? So I'll be 160K. I'm going to put all in, all right? So $160,000 in this house. It'll be worth, we already looked at it, about $222,000, right? That was like the lowest like comp that we found that was actually fixed up, right? That's how much it's going in the area. So 222, let's just call it 220. All right, so times, if I go back to the bank and do a cash out refi, they'll give me 75% of the current appraisal value. Okay, so 75% of $220,000 is $165,000. I just said I was all in on this property at $160,000. So I know if the bank will give me back $165,000, after closing costs, I have $0 invested inside this property at all. $0 invested in this property. And I know with the PITI, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance in this area, I know my payment is going to be well below the rental by a significant margin. So I know that not only will I be cash flowing, cash on cash return, but I'm also budgeting for monthly repairs, vacancy, property management, and it still cash flows X amount of dollars per month. Like I can tell you, because I already have some rentals in this area, like that these numbers work really, really good if I can get this property. So this is how I determined how to do this. I found this property online. I called my realtor within 5 minutes. I went to the property. I spent maybe 15 minutes getting this information here. I did the numbers in the front lawn, like all together, minus my driving time. This whole deal from me finding it to making the offer, running the numbers and everything, minus driving time, was 30 minutes. That was the whole ordeal. So once you get good at this, guys, this is, and if you have nothing, you can keep doing this. It's all about scaling up your business from there. If you have nothing invested into the property and you can go back to the bank and say, hey, I got that loan. This is my lease right here, showing that it more than pays my loan. It keeps my DTI, my debt to income ratio, where it is or even lower than before I bought that property. They'll give you another loan. They'll give you another loan. They'll give you another loan. They look at your DTI, your debt to income ratio, and that is why it's so important that your rents you're charging per month and collecting are well above your debt. So they're not only going to look at your income and your debt, but they're not even going to give you all the credit. They're not going to say, okay, well, we see you make $1,600 on this, and then your payment's only $900, so they give you a $700 credit. Like, that's not the way they work at all. They'll almost cut you in half. And they go, yeah, we're just cut you in half just because things can come up and happen. So they really do cut you really, really far back. So that's why it's really, really important to get these deals that are actually deals. You're not just buying just to buy and say, yeah, I've got a rental property and it cash flows something, right? You want to make sure it's something like this, right? Oh, and by the way, this is called BRRRR investing. That is B and 4 R's. That is buy, let's see if I can get this right. That is buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. I know the process, and I had to think like I'm on film right now, and I always trip up when I'm trying to remember stuff like that. So that is the process. I actually have a video. Go ahead and check out my channel. It'll actually break down the BRRRR process if you need it being broke down any different. We didn't like deep dive too far into the numbers because I don't want to lose you guys. If you guys like this kind of content, I do this full time. I'm always making offers on properties. I think I've got 4 offers this week on properties. I'm hoping for like 1 of them. That's just kind of the name of the game, or 0 of them. I mean, if I can get a couple a month, that'd be fine. If you guys like this content, consider smashing that like button. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell though. I make several videos per week. The sooner you start, the sooner you can become financially free. And thanks for hanging out until the end, guys. And until next time, I will see you on the next one.